HellRaisers and forZe ready to get it underway. We did just have a little bit of an AC problem. That's completely fine. It is already hot, but we're cooling down, ready to get into this matchup with Nuke on the cards. It's going to be the start of group here for the GG.Bet Cologne Invitational. We're from we're in Kiev, rather, and not from here, but we are here. So
nearly got that right.
Yeah, it was pretty close. It was a real swing, and sometimes you miss. Sometimes you hit home runs.
But you definitely miss 100% of shots. You never take.
That's very true.
Take.
The famous baseball player Wayne Gretzky said that.
Wait, famous baseball player?
Got you.
Yeah, Michael Jordan, right? Like,
yeah. Well, kind of in a way. Like if you think about it, he was pretty famous and he did play baseball, but
it was AAA, right?
Yeah, it wasn't anything to like.
Wasn't MLB, right? Yeah.
No. Anyway, we are ready to get into Nuke, it appears, and we are just waiting now to get in there. I do believe we go right into a pistol round. Usually they have a knife round to decide the whole
sides of it,
starting side. But in this instance, with Nuke on the cards, do you see anything coming heavy-handed on the way of HellRaisers or forZe?
I'm a little bit surprised by it. Then again, like HellRaisers have played so little that it's hard to really grasp how their form is looking, as of right now. But obviously, you would expect them to have been doing prep for Pro League finals and so on, that they should be in pretty good form, even though they haven't necessarily displayed it online. Nuke is not really a map they've played all that much, and that has me a little bit worried. forZe, first off, forZe just play a ton. In general, they pretty much attend any sort of like online cup that you have. Obviously, they get invited to various tournaments and whatnot. So they've had plenty of practice. They've played, I think it's about 15 matches in the last 3 months on Nuke only, boasting a 60% win rate, while HellRaisers on their end, they've got 4 maps, and, they've only they've only won one of them.
So when I look at the GG.Bet odds right now over on HLTV.org, I see that it's HellRaisers that are favorited, right?
Yeah, and I guess that's fair enough. HellRaisers are by far the most storied team. They're the most with the highest world ranking, best results overall, and obviously the biggest profiles to speak of. But I don't think you should necessarily just take that as a bit of a default win for HellRaisers.
Do you think that has something to do with the namesake of HellRaisers?
I definitely think it helps.
HellRaisers is playing.
Yeah, absolutely. Storied team, been around from pretty much the dawn of Counter-Strike Go, and obviously has had, still have pretty good players on that side, and have had really strong players. I mean, including Simple, at one point in that team. So obviously, it does by association, mean something. Which whereas forZe, even though they're more of an old school org and a team than HellRaisers are, it's not going to be as current for a lot of the fans.
Well, currently is the pistol round. It's Oscar that is the first victim therein. He's the casualty of this upper aggression from the side of forZe. They're going to get out with a quick pace onto this upper site, get that bomb down. Which is just what they needed to do, just what they wanted to do. This is there to respond from Mini before he is taken out. 2 versus 2 now with the bomb planted. Nuke going to try to get something going from Putt. And he will, in fact, do that. Jerry by himself with the planted bomb against the P250. Nuke found himself in a real awkward position, having to reload. And they're going to retake the site with relative ease. First round going in the way of the HellRaisers.
Big round win there. Managing to stabilize after forZe. Getting a pretty decent opener, really, to take that upper bomb site. But not really able to stabilize before it gets out of control. And for those of you who are new to watching forZe, they did win Copenhagen Games. Pretty solid result in itself, but in terms of players that you want to look out for, I think the Opera and XSE Power is definitely one to keep an eye on, and also Jerry, because Jerry is, at least in my mind, one of the more exciting prospects out of the CIS region, just in general, as an in-game leader, very solid in terms of fragging as well. So I'm expecting to see what he's going to be able to do, or I'm excited to see what he's going to be able to do versus upper tier teams.
Yeah, and you can see the aggression right here. Oscar's not going to be taking any prisoners. He pushes into the lobby area, and it's going to be Angel from the outside that gets the first frag here. Not a whole lot you can expect from forZe in this round, having just a couple P250s and a Deagle.
Yeah. Anything they can get would be obviously nice, but Oscar's already on the hunt behind Jerry. I was expecting it, but not able to do anything about the flying not Czechoslovakian, but the flying Czech.
There you go.
There we have it. Easy start for HellRaisers. They do take care of business. We've seen a fair few anti-ecos being a little bit dicey on day one of this invitational. But Nothing really to worry about so far for HellRaisers. What they should worry about, though, is the fact that they do have 2 SMGs still in the running. They do have healthy amounts of utility, but they're going up against AKs and an AWP.
It's not ideal.
Not ideal at all.
That plant having helped them a lot in that first round.
Absolutely. And Oscar, again, trying to venture aggressively into lobby. He's going to get caught this time. It's Fleet to dome him. Leaves him at a man advantage. FaceCrack's going to follow that up as well. Angel down. Yard control lost as well for HellRaisers. Now they're playing pretty much in the blind. The question is if they're going to continue to play aggressively, if they're going to stack up together at one site. Seems like Nuke has an idea of how he wants to play this. He wants to be aggressive towards radio.
Yes, he does. Just holding an off angle here as the number game is certainly in the advantage of forZe. They don't want to run into a stack. They don't want to rush this. But they will wait out, and that patience is going to actually pay out for them in a big way here. This is going to fall. I'll just lull here. No lulls at all.
Very well played by forZe there. Just having the patience to not run into anything crazy, expecting HellRaisers to basically play for information, as they kind of have to do. And well, pretty methodically went out that first buy round on their end. Still, it's not completely over for HellRaisers in that sense. They should going to be able to put up a bit of a fight. Very little utility on their end, but they do have better weaponry this time to fight it off. Oscar with the traditional shotgun buy. Not an alligator this time, but a Nova. But he has been a bit of a connoisseur with the shotguns.
Yeah, that he has. We've seen it. And it's also something that, I forget who I was having the conversation with, but once you hear this shotgun or the auto going off, it's just, after that first frag goes in the way of the shotgun player, it is just instilled fear in everyone behind. The rushes.
Yeah, you don't want to turn that corner. You're just like, maybe you go first, maybe you go first.
It's a very just alarming sound altogether.
It is.
Sort of like the AWP here from forZe that rings out from outside. And they're going to be able to do what they need to do to grab control of it. It's going to be HellRaisers pushed all the way back. Fighting from locker, ramp. Make that locker player and Angel is gone. It's 3v5, actually.
Yeah. I think a lot of people will be coming into this matchup and thinking that should be a match that HellRaisers win without too much of an issue. I actually think forZe has a really, really legitimate chance at winning this game.
They're looking good so far. Looking good right now. That's going to go a long way.
FaceCrack clears out the first angle and doesn't really need to clear out Lowell. There, you talked about it.
That's
a terrifying sound. That's a bomb as well.
Real awkward positioning, though. 26 HP on the Oscar. And with the AK, he needed that frag. Just not going to find it. Not going to happen. And now Nuke's going to try to find this op, and he does. Maybe back out just a little bit. Maybe, just maybe, holding on to it. Doesn't have head armor, doesn't have a kit. No real reason to go for this, so forZe likely to put up a second round here.
Yeah, I think forZe are going to be very aware of this, though, so they might just go hunting. No, it's an op that it's very likely that he's picked up. But, yeah, Nuke is playing a very, very strange angle. Oof. He's still going to find him. I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure how you're going to pronounce his name, simply because I know the X in Cyrillic is pronounced as like a KH sound.
Oh boy!
But it could also be a silent thing where it's just like Z power, you know?
We could try that one. I think that
Z
one makes
power, Z power, yeah.
Z power, Almazer, FaceCrack, Jerry, and Complete.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm sure somebody on Twitter will either complain or just very kindly tell us how it is properly pronounced. And actually, if you do know...
Oh, nade stack outside. Know that much. It's going to be that player himself on top of the red rock. Goes for the repeat and actually finds one, but it's still some aggression here from the CTs that have proved to take at least FaceCrack out of the round.
Oh, all right. Jerry not being able to locate the sound early enough.
That was awkward.
Yeah. Definitely the look of confusion on him, but they do manage to stabilize. Losing 2 players. FaceCrack with an AK and Jerry with MAC-10. So all in all, not the end of the world for forZe. We'll see how they're going to be able to stack up, though, once HellRaisers do get better weaponry on their side. They've actually decided to force into this as well. It's an MP5 on Oscar, and only 2 Molotovs on the entirety of HellRaisers. That's worrying. Usually that's a sign of a desperate team, and it's kind of early days to start reaching if you're HellRaisers. I also do think that there's obviously like an overall understanding that Nuke as a map in general has been, well, is fairly T-sided. I think that's more or less changed. I think it's becoming a T-sided map, and I think it's been that way for quite a few months now, actually.
Well, we've seen it. You know, we've seen it several times, and
yeah,
it's one thing where yesterday it was the CT side that proved to be that bane of existence for Liquid.
Yeah,
So,
and Spirit likewise. I
yeah,
mean, they did not have
Spirit,
much to put up with on their CT side.
It was like you got 4 rounds on your T side, and that was somehow enough. Reminded me of the old Cobble in 1.6.
Yeah. And then we saw Liquid, obviously, when they went up against No Chance on Nuke. I think they got 13 or 14 rounds on their 13 rounds on their T side. It's just very difficult to play CT side on this map nowadays with how good teams are getting and how quickly they can play. Rotations, just being the alpha omega of this map, is Flit once again finds the opening frag. That's Oscar. He's tried to venture into Squeaky. He's not going to get anything for it. And with Lowell using that smoke, that's going to be the last bit of utility expended on HellRaisers. And forZe still have a healthy amount. What they don't have really is too much time to work with. And Angel with the off angle in Garage is going to find Face Crack as well. So forZe need to get the move on here.
That they do.
Jerry starts things off at least.
And that movement. No ninjas around here. All that movement has come to fruition here in the upper side as it does net them a plant. It's forZe right now on a streak, on a tear. HellRaisers going to have to make that decision, that crucial decision. I think they're going to call it right now to go ahead and save, yeah. So holding on to these 3 weapons, 2 AUGs, 1 M4. They had no head armor. They had no kits.
They had very little in general, yeah.
Literally had 1 kill in the round to their name. So not a whole lot there for HellRaisers. They have kind of slowed down tremendously from the first round or 2.
Yeah, the issue now that they run into is that obviously you hold on to 3 weapons, so you're thinking to yourself like, okay, we can potentially drop around, you know, get Oscar, get Lowell equipped as well, but you still run into the issue that overall as a team you don't have the utility that you want. Again, you still don't have head armor. We might see Face Crack buy up into an SMG, which could provide or prove to be lethal if he wants to do that, if he's expecting an eco or low buy. He's actually going to go with an AK, so head armor is not going to be that big of an issue. But yeah, it becomes a bit of a dangerous thing if HellRaisers want to force into this and constantly have pretty meh buys on the CT side. That could just allow forZe to run away with things and just build up their economy to the point where they don't have to ever eco on the T side.
Which is the idea, right? Which is what you can really hope for. They're decked out right now. 1 AWP there.
Oh, God,
Sex
Angel.
power. I think, yeah, it's straight up sex power, dude.
Sex power?
Sex power.
Kenny Powers.
Kenny Powers. In my server on Nuke, whoo, must be my lucky day. Just kidding, it's sex power, though. And he's going to ring out. He's got the first kill in the round. The opening won that with his AWP.
Yeah, Angel did not seem to be aware of that boost, which is pretty common, I'd say, being a thing. Just completely, fully confident that the smoke would do the work.
Here's that auto shotgun.
Yeah.
Tempt fate, drop on the vents there. Oscar's ready for you. Does have the auto pointed right upwards.
forZe on their end, just taking their time, deploy the smokes out in yard to feign, hopefully fake fail HellRaisers out, trying to think that they might be going down secret. I mean, it's kind of working. Ramp rotations already happened to downstairs. They have 1 player under heaven. That's Issa. He's only going to be good for 1. Actually, yeah. Instead of actually, well, pushing the advantage here on the side of forZe, they're going to slow things down once more, going back towards lobby. And that's probably partly because Face Crack has gotten so much real estate out towards yard. He could go up to heaven and he can really just put a wrench in the Spanish in the works for HellRaisers. Actually, won't even be needed. Jerry combines with a teammate to find 2, and Nuke all by his lonesome. It's not even going to win out the duel versus Jerry. So forZe off to a wonderful start here. 5 rounds in a row. And again, breaking the economy of HellRaisers on the CT side. And I feel like, well, at this stage, it has to be an eco coming in from HellRaisers. And probably you want to see enough money on their end to get an op out on Oscar.
Yeah, that would be the ideal, is keep the op in Oscar's hands. But in this moment, it's this T size that just keep looking better and better for the teams that we're seeing play Nuke.
Yeah. And again, Not too surprised, actually, by what we're seeing. forZe has been a very solid team. I actually spoke with their coach as well, Little, who is doing some of the work for the Russian broadcast here. Obviously used to be a player as well. Yeah, and he'd gone through the demos, felt pretty secure about what they were about to play, how they would actually play versus HellRaisers. He said, yeah, definitely like a 50-50 matchup, which is, I guess, a lot better of an odds than most people would give forZe in this situation. And look at FaceCrack again, just being able to...
a nuisance over here in the back lines. He's able to get a lot of territory out here.
Isa has no idea. And look at the, like, just... I guess we didn't point it out yet, but look at the buy.
Oh boy.
That's going to be a knife.
Dear.
That's a knife.
Saw Nitro try to do this yesterday.
Yeah, didn't quite pan out.
That's awkward.
And that's the opt-down. That's such a big investment as well. I'm really curious as to what the idea from HellRaisers was with this buy. Woo! All right, then.
Wow. Quite the frag there from Nuke.
I mean, who needs weapons if you can do that with a deagle?
Am I right? What the hell?
All of a sudden, this has just started to fall apart a bit. Down to low HP, 13 and 11 respectively on the forZe players, and Lowell has a ZZ. And he's onto them as well. The read to go to the upper bomb site, and he's going to be there in time too. Oh. Well, Sex Power as dubbed by Trace.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but I could be wrong. Nonetheless, you still have to say that's got to be very tilting to get knifed like that out in the open. That's
especially when you've gone for that big of an investment. You're, like getting the op in a round where, again, you should probably just be ecoing to make sure everybody gets a good buy on your side. To then, yeah, getting stabbed in the back. But good on forZe. Again, they're taking their time. They're being patient with how they play this. FaceCrack's just been able to roam around yard as freely as he like. And you can also tell he's very weary about the angle as well, the way he's just kind of creeping alongside the wall there to get around from it. Very well done as a pause has been taken, assuming that's going to be from HellRaisers' side, having to talk things through. Right now, they've had so many strange buys, and I mean, this is...
I mean, all the momentum that they could have possibly had is just gone.
Yeah, it just been washed away.
It doesn't matter anymore. I mean, they're going to have all the loss bonus in the world, but...
What good does that do?
Yeah, what good is that going to do when you're losing the rounds?
Yep, this is very, very true. And I mean, they have gotten a double op setup going in for them right now. Oscar finally going to don that. But there's literally two players with utility. It's Lowell, it's Angel, and outside of that, you don't really have anything to fend off a quick push from forZe with. So if forZe wants to, well, if they're aware of this, they might be really confused as to how HellRaisers are buying. I would definitely be. But at that stage, you would imagine that they feign aggression, try to bait out as much utility on the side of HellRaisers before they slow things down and then get into whatever execute they want to roll out.
Whoosh. Back into the game we go. 6-2 currently. Round 9 in front of us. Plenty of money for the side of forZe, and they are running away with this one right now. Not a lot of utility there for HellRaisers, and only a singular hit. Oscar, though, finally getting something going here with the AWP, and they needed that. They needed that big time.
Yeah, getting real aggressive there. Doubling up with Nuke on ramp.
Peace.
Here's the answer as well. Is to find it. So both ops coming into play early on. Now we get to see forZe playing with a man disadvantage. That hasn't really been the case for the better part of this game.
Haven't seen anything like it.
Oh.
That's awkward.
Yeah. Not really sure how Issa went down there, but definitely not ideal. It's the opper gone as well.
Nice shot there. He's be able to hold that op, maybe try to transition, maybe try to pivot here through the squeaky door. Take a fight here. There's going to be another opper, an Oscar looking back through the door. So little did he know, but he does get out of dodge. With the bomb planted there in the upper site, Angel and Oscar on the retake. Flit and company holding tight. They do have some flashes and a nade, but...
Did he not see the grenade trajectory from Angel there?
I guess not.
Apparently not.
One op shot there for forZe. Maybe they can make it 2 and end this round and really put a hurting on the HellRaisers.
Yeah, Oscar needs to bail. He doesn't have a defuse kit.
And he will.
That is rough. You have a 2-man advantage. And again, not really sure how Issa died. But it was a suicide. I'm assuming it's off of just being tagged, trying to drop down from height and then, or potentially running into his own Molotov. But yeah, that's rough. And Oscar's not even going to be able to hold on to the AWP. That is so worth it for forZe.
Yeah, they went hunting for that. They knew that they could take it away. They knew he wasn't going to go for it after that first kill.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, he actually just slips down.
Raider. Oh, almost gets the shot off, too.
Yeah.
That's a blunder and a half right there, my friends.
Jerry actually doing this, well, needed damage as he's falling down to get it done. Damn, well, that's a rough one. 7-2 in favor of forZe. This is becoming quite the showing from them.
A slippery slope, some have called it, Halvor.
Yeah, no, slipping and sliding right now, those HellRaisers guys. It's definitely not what you need to see.
I do feel like someone just called not live, though.
Yeah.
So we're going to see if they can run that round back, I think.
Yeah, nothing of interest has happened so far. It's perfectly fine. Just have to match medic it. It shouldn't be too much of an issue. Again, though, I'm not like that big of a fan to see these kind of buys. Like, look at Angel. Like, sure, you have max loss bonus, but you've opted in for an MP9, light Kevlar, and a smoke, and you're leaving yourself with 1,200. I'm kind of hoping we're going to see a different buy once we get the round reset, but remains to be seen. It's going to be Lowell, actually, who's seemingly disconnected. Hopefully not too serious of an issue. But, yeah. HellRaisers right now, their economy management has just been, well, all over the place.
Yeah. And then if you look at the economy over there on the side of forZe, I mean, this money in the bank.
They pretty much have too much. Like, they're starting to get angry by the fact that, there's a cap on money in Counter-Strike, because they could just be booming.
Being fiscally responsible is not something that forZe need to do right now.
Yeah, no, again, I think we saw a bit of a hint to that as well that you mentioned with the hunt after Oscar in that previous round. They don't really care if they, drop an op potentially or lose a player or two here and there, as long as they continuously put pressure on HellRaisers. That's what they want. But yeah, forZe so far living up to expectations and then some, which is always fun to see. I think Mr. Sex Power is sitting at what? I think it's 14 frags already. Like, he's been putting in work with that op.
Living the dream, really.
Yeah. And with a name like that, he's going to be a Twitch chat favorite.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's sort of like Dick Stacy. It's the same.
Imagine if you had a matchup with
Sex Power and Dick Stacy.
Greyhound versus forZe.
Mm-hmm.
Big old Dick versus Sex Power.
Imagine if they were on the same team. The innuendos could run a wild.
Yeah, you just hope that they would hold bomb sites together, right?
Yeah. Speaking of that Sex Power, you were right. He's currently sitting 15-3 with 145 ADR, and that's not looking to slow down anytime soon.
Yeah, I know he's basically destroying HellRaisers on his own. It's cool to see, though. forZe is playing solid Counter-Strike. It's not gimmicky. It's not random. It's very well thought out. You can see why a team like this would manage to win a tournament like Copenhagen Games. I'm pretty sure also they recently played a LAN versus, I guess, the new look Windstrike as well.
Hear a little bit of a firefight going on here. Mm-hmm. Oh, here we go. You get to see a glimpse of the chat, so everyone understands that this was a tech issue, not a tac pause.
Yeah. Lowell is back on the server, though, so getting steadily closer to the continuation of this match. And, I mean, it might not go on for that much longer with how things have...
Not with the way this is going. Right now, this is pretty one-sided. But then again, that does speak a little bit of a testament to what is the T side of forZe. They're looking really good.
Yeah, definitely so. Remains to be seen, though, what is needed to get things rolling again.
What do you think about edamame, Halvor?
Never had it.
Me either. But
really,
it looks really good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why haven't you tried it then?
Well, I don't know. I just maybe something about the cleanliness. I don't know.
All right, fair enough.
But it's okay. I'm just kidding. It's really good.
Oh, you've had it?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I did think it was weird that you posed the question without having any sort of like insight as to how it was.
We've gotten to that point in this pause where it's kind of like, okay, what do we talk about now?
Yeah, no, it's fair. Kind of already, talked about all the hot news in Counter-Strike as of right now, right?
Yep.
basically the complete, just utter car crash that is Cloud9.
Yikes.
That, yeah. Wasn't quite like that when you were there.
I plead the fifth. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
No, fair enough, fair enough.
Well, those were the old days. Things were a lot different back then, too. I was just thinking about this last night, like the entire major minor cycle and just how different it used to be. The team would get out of groups at the major, and that was a stance. You know, that was a standing ground that they could talk about and really be proud of. Now it's just getting into the minor is a wild one, you know, especially the EU minor this time around.
It is absolutely insane. It's completely crazy. You like to see it, though. It means that the game is ever evolving. Teams are getting better. And obviously, you do want the best to make it through to basically the pinnacle of Counter-Strike.
Very true.
Yeah, and speaking of pinnacles, I mean, people talk about the major and what kind of hype that holds. But I think ESL Cologne is always going to have like a special place in Counter-Strike fans' hearts.
Oh, yeah.
So just from every aspect of it, really, from the fan atmosphere and that. I mean, if anyone has ever seen live clips out of Lennox's arena, it's just absolutely wild.
They don't call it the Cathedral of Counter-Strike for nothing.
Yeah, that's what you want. And maybe forZe, if they can make the stars align, you know, can give it their best to potentially make it there. That would be quite the story. As a late stand-in team, obviously Wendigo couldn't make it due to other obligations and not being able to find a way to play from Portugal. See how this all pans out. But as of right now, they've started off their tournament life pretty decently. 7-2 up versus HellRaisers. And HellRaisers, they're not looking too hot. Angel did change up his buy a little bit, skip the smoke. So that's $300 extra to his name.
But still only a Deagle, 1 MP9 there. I mean, this has not gone well for HellRaisers at all.
Oh, it definitely hasn't. I mean, still with max loss bonus, you're getting weapons, and it's probably going to be the best buy we've seen HellRaisers have in quite some time, but it's not a good one. And that's worrying when you're getting into round 11.
Oh, yeah, to say the very least.
Once again, forZe just making their trek without smokes, actually, into yard. They feel pretty confident about just picking off whatever comes their way, and I guess they are aware of the economic situation on the side of HellRaisers, too. Angel just gets spotted out.
Yeah, they have positioned Angel quite well here with the MP9. Unfortunately, can't get anything going for it. Oscar finds something, so a little bit of a redemption so far in this round. They're trying to put just a few more Ks on the board, and all now is 3 Deagles and 1 kit on the side of HellRaisers.
Jerry's been lurking about at top. He's going to find Lowell as well. That's going to force a rotation through the vent. And all of a sudden, the upper bomb side is theirs for the taking. There's a quick rotation from Issa. But bomb's going to go down. He does execute Jerry, though. Picks up an AK to boot. So it's a 2v2 situation. No defuse kit on the side of HellRaisers, though. Oh. Nuke having a bit of a mishap with the ladder. And this is not going to be able to find Flit. Nicely done there from forZe. So even though they sustain a fair bit of losses, again, kind of alluded to it, they were being fiscally responsible.
Right.
So they've had, you know, interest returns and all that good jazz. The bank funds has been paying off.
The wire transfer has come through. 8-2 currently. forZe in charge so far.
Ooh, and look at that. The GG.Bet odds for this one. I don't think many people would have expected this, but yeah, 1-6 odds favoring forZe.
You know why that is, Halvor?
Do tell.
Because life comes at you fast.
It really has come fast.
And in this situation, it's Nuke that's come at
HellRaisers in at a blazing speed.
Some even say from the skies.
Speaking of coming from the skies.
Here we go. Sex Power.
Up on Silo.
Up on Silo. Perched up with the AWP.
And Angel seemingly does not want anything to do with that. Very, very passive positioning out in yard. That does give quite a bit of leeway, but they do have one player. I think that's Oscar who's rummaging around towards the secret area. Yeah, and you might be able to take the peek. And, yeah, our boy Sex Power waiting for it.
Really laying it down on him. Getting it done. He's going to back off now. Maybe he's going to line up some sick wallbang here. That would be pretty nice.
Actually, we haven't seen much of that on Nuke, but there's definitely potential for it. Again, I feel like Anders might need to drop like a theory craft on Nuke.
I used to really enjoy boosting up right here on top of these two vent shafts.
Yeah.
Or they weren't vent shafts at the time, but you could boost up and look through the window into heaven.
Yeah, that's a classic
So
one. The
OP,
3-man
man.
one, right?
Yeah, it's either 3, 2, I don't know.
Yeah.
But they're going to try to get out on this A-bomb site. Lowell finally doing some sort of defense up here in this site, but that's not going to be alive for very long. Nuke and Angel to their own, and the bomb's going to be planted 2v4.
Or is he going to complete the push through? Face crack is, and will get punished for it, but still man advantage. And with that smoke going out, they're going to know that Angel's in heaven. So both HellRaisers players are known. They're actually going to duck out immediately. I feel like that we've seen this more often than not.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a pretty much just a, hey, guys, got to save. Hey, guys, got to save. Either beginning of the round or at the end of the round. One way or the other. HellRaisers are not getting a good look right now. 9-2 for forZe. And they are running away with this. Plenty of money. They'll be able to buy out basically the rest of this half, barring any sort of disaster.
Yeah, and I think even still, like even if they start losing rounds, by the time they run out of their, I guess, built-up bank, they're going to have the loss bonus, which works out pretty nicely for a T side. But they don't seem to be losing rounds, Trace.
No, they do not. And they get to hold on to an AWP on the side of HellRaisers. We're going to see another pause come in. Eventually, you think HellRaisers can say, okay, guys, this is enough. This is too much.
We need to do something.
We need to run back 4 right now.
Yeah. I'm kind of hoping that we're going to see them not fall for the temptation of buying up behind this and the 2 saved rifles and actually get a proper buy in the next one.
But we will see, Halvor. Make sure you don't go anywhere. Also, want to make sure if you do go somewhere that you hit Control-T right now. You go to csgo.net, and then you use code Cologne, C-O-L-O-G-N-E.
All caps.
Like the city, you know, exactly why we're here, the G.Bet Cologne Invitational. If you look on the top of your screen right now, it actually spells Cologne right there. You can't miss it. Anyway, you can head over to csgo.net, use that code, get 30% more the balance, and perhaps win some cool skins over there at one of the official partners here of the GG.Bet Cologne Invitational.
Definitely one way to make sure you get through the downtime. Seemingly we're getting back into it as well. So freeze time is ticking out. And away we go. And, well, much to my dismay, HellRaisers have decided to force up.
Actually, everything that you've said has
yeah.
been taken with much less than a grain of salt.
Well, for some weird reason, Fleet has decided to carry around a decoy instead of a second flash or an HE.
It's all part of the strat, man.
Yeah,
all part of the game plan.
It is like the Tier 3 teams that you do see bring out these crazy new innovative things, right?
Yep.
Then Tier 1s just blatantly steal it and make it better.
Yep. And that is why Counter-Strike is a fantastic thing. That pause has brought some fruit to the table here. Oscar finding 2 frags with the AWP. He has a sense that there's another couple there at Squeaky, and he's exactly right. They're going to edge their way out there. And this
is the timing going to catch him?
Real awkward. Somehow Almazar hits that shot on Lowell. And that's going to help things out. Trying to turn this round back in the favor of forZe. 2 versus 3. Nuke, Oscar, and Angel are able to eliminate Almazar, and now Sex Power. This man has been on a tear.
Continues it.
Oh, barely missing, yeah.
That was dangerously close.
Very, very, very close. Yeah. But a 3rd round on the board for HellRaisers, nonetheless. They needed it big time. Even though they win that round, they don't necessarily have a bunch of money, but they'll do what they can with it. Yeah,
the extra death, well, you know, the late death of Oscar means that he's not going to have an op on his side, I'm pretty sure, unless it's been dropped ahead of him. But, yeah, that's pretty big for them. This time around, though, they do get a significant amount of utility, so there is an upside here to all of this. I'm curious, a little bit curious about who takes that pause, if that's actually forZe. We just want to slow things down, just make HellRaisers stew in the fact that they've only gotten 3 rounds so far. Maybe they want to change things up a little bit. To be fair, pretty much everything they've attempted to do so far has been working out really nicely. As you see, Sex Power at 18-4. Just completely dominating everyone on the side of HellRaisers. Here we go. Oscar's going to get aggressive on ramp once more. Found success with this double push last time around. This time, well, it's going to be an even trade. Well, I say that, not for long. Oscar maintains the aggressive hold. Finds 2. Now, tempo's been turned up a little bit, and HellRaisers are finding frags. Not enough trades. Jerry, though, he's seen one player in main.
Oh, missed opportunity from Jerry. Walked all the way out in the site. had the hunch, did get the visual on the player on top of Hut, but then
wanted to get more.
Yeah. Wanted to get more, and that's what Sex Power is going to have. More. As he stands here. AWP in tow. Really nowhere to go. 1 versus 4. It's looking like a 4th round on the board for the HellRaisers, and they need every single one of them that they can get.
Very little chance of Sex Power expecting Oscar to be here. Ooh, but that's a whiff shot. Ooh, on a leg.
Kind of nonsense.
Hoping to bait out Oscar with a shot there. He's not going to fall for that twice.
Nope. 9-4. We looked around out this first half, and it's going to be HellRaisers and been able to string together 2. So it might help them a little bit, but ultimately they still have a long way to go. Long hill to ride.
It's definitely true. And so far, it's been the aggressive moves out of HellRaisers that have caught forZe a little bit off guard, even though they got the first kill onto Nuke on ramp there. Oscar just standing tall, nets them the man advantage, and they play off of that.
The exchange of grenades outside is a high-volumed affair, and forZe is going to be able to cross over to Secret right now with the wall of smokes, helping them out, hiding them up, giving them a little bit of concealment, but it's going to be Oscar there that's going to seal it away with his AWP. Meanwhile, this is a much better look from HellRaisers early on in the round. They were not getting any frags. They weren't getting anything done, and now they're at least able to take the fight to them. Puts us in a 3v3.
Bit of an oopsie with the Molotovs there, but still, it's going to get the job done. Is is not able to rotate down.
Yes, they have conceded this lower site. The bomb will be planted. 3 versus 3, and the retake is on. They've spotted this player coming from Secret. Having spinning a Molotov would be Angel. He ends up getting a frag on a face crack. Now they've got to hold fast. Defend this planted bomb in the lower site. Sex Power missing a shot, not like him characteristically in this matchup so far. He will look to take a second peek there towards the ramp room, and Almazar's going to get one as well. This one has gone horribly wrong in the retake for the HellRaisers. Just Angel, low HP, and now no HP. He's gone. 10 rounds on the board for forZe.
Yeah, really well done by forZe there to play with a bit of a wonky start, as you said. Things started off pretty nicely. Oscar and Lowell getting 2 frags to their name, open things up nicely, but Almazar bringing it all back with the 3K in that round. Very nicely done. That's the 10th double figures, double digits, I should say, for forZe as we go into the last round of the first half. We could see another 11-4.
We could.
On
we
the T
all
side of
know
Nuke.
what happens on an 11-4. Anything is possible.
A bit of a new look from forZe this time around as well. They want to focus on ramp with the majority of their squad. Angel in the same position he caught out face crack a couple of rounds earlier. We'll see if that continues to happen. And through the smoke we go.
Oh boy, they've lined up for him in a big way, and Sex Power is able to lasso it back down a little bit with the trade. Meanwhile, Angel getting one. So number-wise, this has gone bad in the last round of the half here for forZe. 2v4 right now. Make it flit. 1v4 with the AK bomb. A little bit of utility. And ultimately scared to really go anywhere. He might walk into any of these crosshairs, and he does pick Lowell's. That's going to be a 10-5 half. Sex Power having quite the showing.
Yeah, 20-6. On the T side of Nuke, as an AWPer.
We'll take it.
Not a bad day at the office.
Nope.
And they do avoid that 11-4 for a lead.
Speaking of Office, would you say that Office is a continuation of this map in a different season? Because winter outside.
Ooh. I mean, you do lack a couple of nuclear silos, I'd say.
True. Well, what I'm saying is, like, they're what if they're all connected in some weird kind of way? Like, somehow, some way, Dust 2 is connected to Mirage. That can make sense.
Yeah, I could see that. I think there's, like, if you go way, way back, that you could, like, I know the map designs have been taken from actual real places.
Yes. Seen this spawn on Inferno.
Yeah. Didn't actually Sapphire get married there?
I think it was Immolete, actually.
Oh, okay, that could be.
Player.
It's dedication.
Yes, it is. To the craft, she did marry an XP3. Former Counter-Strike fame as well. And the bomb being down here. It's a good look for forZe on their pistol round. P250, not a good look from Lowell. He's not really...
Doming heads.
Yeah, not really able to garner too many headshots there with it thus far.
Well, forZe are going to get aggressive. They do have the man advantage, so it's not necessarily needed, but they know that Lowell couldn't have gotten too far with this.
Might as well, right?
Yeah.
At this point, 10-5.
Got bodies to throw away.
2v4.
Ooh.
Now you've thrown one away. It's just going to be Lowell and Angel here to their own. They need to get this bomb planted.
Oh, this is working out perfectly for forZe, though. They might expect 1 on the backstab, but never 2.
Yeah.
Well, there's the 1. Angel's going to turn back. He's going to look towards Squeaky, and well, he's going to run right into the crosshairs of Flit.
Ouch.
Very well done by forZe.
Very well done indeed. 11-5. Pistol going to forZe after losing the first one. You can see that string of terrorist-sided rounds. That's going to be forZe dominating on their T side. 10-5 half. Pick up a pistol. Now they're in a prime position to hold on tight.
Very much are.
And again, this is a best of 1. You lose this, you go to an elimination matchup later today against the loser of G2 and Movie Star Riders.
Yep. Obviously, a winner would play, well, the winner of our second best of 1 matchup,
which is that of G2 and Movie Star Riders. So
yep.
Make sure you don't go anywhere. And if you want to, you could perhaps head over to GG.Bet and get yourself a line placement there. I don't want to do any of that, but you're up to your own.
Let's see if there's any sort of plan from HellRaisers here. A lot of smokes, so we might be looking at a smoke wall coming out here. As we see the smokes fly out on the radar. And, well, judging from Nuke's position, they might just try to circumvent that entirely. They've actually skipped. Well, these are at 3 smokes. Maybe they're just holding on to that late smoke that usually gets blocked off by Molotov, just to make safe. There we go. They're actually going to go down secret. From Nuke's position, it looked like they might want to circumvent it. Okay then, Lowell. Through the smoke we go. But, well, met a bit of a roadblock in face crack. Finally, they're going to be able to deal with him, but still even numbers and better weaponry on the side of forZe. Flit already at the top of ramp, waiting it out. Well, Expert's going to get really aggressive, a little bit unnecessary, considering the fact that HellRaisers just haven't threatened a bomb plant. Making the situation a little bit more dicey for them. It's not the kind of round that you want to lose. To build on that momentum that you started winning the pistol. Isem, 19 HP. But the remainder of HellRaisers pretty healthy, and they all have Kevlar too. There we go, that's bomb dropped. Ooh, and I'm pretty sure Flit expected himself to grab a second kill there onto Angel.
That time, though.
Yeah.
12-5. They just missed the window of opportunity. Well, that bomb did get planted. It does just about nothing after the round has ended.
Yeah, $300 for Angel, I suppose, but it turns out to be a much worse scenario than just dying for HellRaisers there, because it means that both Nuke and Angel have 0 money going into that next round. I think he's been able to, well, perhaps together an AUG from Flit, who went down, but it's not a strong looking buy, is it? But then again, not too many rifles on the side of forZe either. So there's a chance. But I wouldn't just call it a big one.
$5v5. Just about a minute 20 left on the clock. 12-5. Currently, forZe are running away with this one. Utility a little lacking here on their CT side in this round, at least.
It's not the best.
But you don't see HellRaisers really just jumping out here either. They know that they've been tested and pushed around here throughout the course of this first half. After a 10-5 half, it's not something where you have all the confidence in the world to go out peeking willy-nilly, right?
Every round matters so much more for HellRaisers right now. On the side of forZe, you have basically the luxury of messing up a couple of times and still being okay. Set drops down. They're just going to find the first frag as well.
That was the mess up that you were talking about. Almazar finding himself there in the locker room. Windows are not broken, but he has to know that they might be above. That has to have been communicated. He'd be exactly right. It's Issa that finds himself up there. We've already seen it once, but I'd have to ask Issa if it hurt.
That definitely hurt for Lowell.
When he fell from heaven, you know? Sorry.
Because you're an angel.
Yeah.
Woo.
I see what you did there. forZe, though, putting it all back together. Not too many cracks in their faces. Instead, it'll be Oscar. 1 versus 2. He goes for the second frag. The guy in Flit drops down to that site.
Time is, yet again, not the friend of HellRaisers. So Oscar this time is going to be the one who's left broke. He does have an AK to his name and does have Kevlar, but again, Nuke, Angel surviving that previous round. That means that they don't really have anything saved up for this one, and they're going to force buy once again. I've been mortified by how HellRaisers have spent their money so far this game.
Yeah, this has been a pretty rough one, all things considered. HellRaisers.
So they're from many different countries, but you'd think they all secretly were born in France or something. This is force buying to a whole new dimension. Well, initial nades expended towards Squeaky. Nobody's made it down, though. Maybe they just want to sell the idea of that as they come through towards that inner bomb site. Two making it onto the side already, but they're flashed. Trades are not coming in either just yet. I say that, but Oscar and Angel turn things around on their head.
That they have. The bomb down, and Flit is in a prime position. He does have an MP9. There's some picked up weapons on the side of HellRaisers. 2v3. That's going to find the guy trying to grab the bomb. Molotoving it off. Still a minute left of the clock. Time not necessarily an issue yet. Oscar not going to be an issue either. It's just Issa. 1 versus 2. Catch a grenade and some spam now. They've almost taken him completely out. He's going to reposition. He's got time to play with, but that repositioning is going to cost him dearly. It's Issa that does fall. And it's a 14th on the board here for forZe. This is a disaster.
Yeah, and you got to force up again if you're HellRaisers. This is the most money you've had all game. And yeah, they were within a chance after those 2 frags from Oscar there, but as you said, the bomb just being dropped in a prime position from Flit. He managed to find 2. Well, not really with much hope to win out that round. And here we go. A lot of AKs on the side of HellRaisers, but lacking utility. We'll see what they try to do with it. They've got 4 smokes, so they could potentially set up for a smoke wall, but it's going to be tough regardless. Nade is pretty nicely timed there to hit the face of Angel. It's 39 HP taken away early on. I'm liking this as well. Jerry's going to post up aggressively. I think you're probably not expecting this. It's not even going to get that far.
Ouch. Yeah. It's not a good start to what could potentially put that of forZe on map point, especially in a best of 1. This is not what you could have hoped happened if you're HellRaisers.
Oh, and is he going to, yeah, he's going to think Flit has dropped down, and he's just going to, well, continue the mayhem.
The Rampage does deliver. And it's Oscar from the top of the ropes. 1v2. He's got to get this bomb planted. He has a smoke, 2 kills to his name already. And a little bit of time to work with here. If you can find a pick, maybe isolate one of these into a 1v1, that's going to go a long way. And he might just get that. It's going to be Jerry that might walk out, catch him in a real awkward time, and he does. Jerry putting forZe on map point. There you have it.
This has been about as one-sided as it gets. forZe just dominating HellRaisers from start to finish here. And Oscar, well, putting up 19 frags, but I can't say it's been necessarily the most impactful ones.
Can't say that there's a whole lot to go behind that at all. No. 15-5. HellRaisers flatter than a soda on a hot day out here.
Yep, that's a hot diet Pepsi right there.
That, my friends, does not sound appetizing.
And speaking of appetizing, bit of munchies on 6 power as he finds Oscar as well. He's going to continue the rampage. Issa goes down. There's 2 players left. They have AKs, but that's about it. Not even head armor, so everything's going to be lethal for them. What do? They haven't really cracked anything at all. Not even a single point of damage being taken on the side of forZe.
Oof.
That's a start.
The first casualty on the side of forZe and potentially the last round of the game. Lowell has an impossible task to do now with the bomb down, well out of his grasp with a minute left on the clock. At this point, surely there's no way, but I guess it is possible. They're going to be ready for it, too. They know he's got to come from this ramp room. AWP in the Sex Power's hands. That's 25th frag as well. And he gets it done. It's 16-5 in the opener here of Group B. forZe really laying it down on him, making it dirty. And that, my friends, was a textbook
Nuke performance.
Ass beating. Yeah. Just right away. That was not a good look from HellRaisers. They can't feel too good about that.
No, that was, I mean, they kind of put themselves into that hole, right? Like they dig that ditch for themselves with how they purchased out throughout the beginning of the first half, just really allowing forZe to get away with the brilliant T half. I mean, to be fair, forZe played that as well as you can. Again, not running into anything, not getting over eager, waiting out any sort of shenanigans from HellRaisers' side. And when you couple those two things together, you're going to get a pretty one-sided result.
Yeah, and that's what we had. Very one-sided matchup here in the opener. We do have G2 Movie Star Riders coming back when we get back, I guess, out of the break. Yeah. And that's going to be a best of one as well. Another opener here for Group B. So make sure you don't go anywhere. Go ahead and head over to GG.Bet, get that in, and we'll be right back with more of the Cologne Invitational.